Good afternoon. We are here going to do some flow yoga today with emphasis on stretching and strengthening and just fortifying the low back. So this will be a low back flow. If you like to follow along on playlists, it's under Terry Lynn Yoga on Spotify, and the playlist is called River. We'll take a few moments just to ground ourselves. So you might be seated on a cushion or a block or anything that feels useful. You can have your legs any shape that feels like you can hold. And we'll take a few moments just to perhaps close our eyes if that feels safe enough in the space you're in, and just begin to focus in on your breath, the movement of the breath in the body, where the inhale expands the ribs, the belly, maybe the chest, where the exhale contracts the belly, helps the air to come up and out. Just notice what's natural and somewhat effortless for you. And then taking a moment to give thanks for these bodies exactly as they are. What a gift, these beautiful bodies we get to steer around in this world. What a privilege to be in this world and all the beauty and all of the relationships that we form with land, with water, with plants and animals, and with ourselves and each other. Feeling into some of that connection again after such a long, long time in lockdown, starting to open up like the spring flowers that we are to more and more connection. May those connections be fruitful. May they be true. One Om together, deep breath in. Om. All right, my dears, we're going to go ahead and cue up our playlist if you're following along, and we'll push play in 3, 2, 1, push play. The river as it winds down the wide side, we're going down. And we'll start on hands and knees. And as you come to your hands and knees, allowing yourself to really push into the floor with your palms and have your palms directly underneath your shoulders. And then think about drawing the heels of your hands toward your knees, but they're not going to go anywhere because you're on a sticky mat. Think about drawing your knees toward the heels of your hands. Draw your belly in and up. And you might almost start to shake here. This can be really strong. You're pushing and you're pulling and you're drawing your belly in, which helps to fortify and lengthen the low back. And we start to really feel our core here and all those muscles that are around the ribs that help to draw the shoulders away from the ears. That's all part of the core here. It's actually part of fortifying the low back, if you can believe it. You might stay exactly here, or you might tuck your toes under and lift your knees 1 inch and then push into the earth and pull the heels of your hands toward your knees, knees toward the heels of your hands, belly drawing in and up, a little bit of broadness at your shoulder blades. You might feel all that core, not just the belly, but the side body, the arms, the lats, all the things. Inhale. Lift your hips high for downward facing dog on your exhale. Take a deep breath in there and a long breath out. And a couple more breaths like this. You might pedal, you might sway. Notice what feels useful. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Draw your knee in towards your belly, chest, or nose. Lift the leg back up. Draw it across the body towards your left arm. Lift the leg up. Draw it towards your right arm. Lift the leg back up. Step the foot forward between your hands. Look forward, deep breath in. Step forward and fold. Rise up, inhale. Palms pass through the heart, mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms up. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Step back, hands and knees. Push your hands into the earth. Draw the heels of your hands toward your knees, the knees toward the heels of your hands. You might tuck your toes under. Lift your knees an inch. Push and pull and fortify that entire core. As you're fortifying the core, you're fortifying that low back. Inhale here. Hips high, downward facing dog. You might pedal, you might sway. Left leg lifts, inhale. Draw that knee in towards your belly, chest or nose. Hover forward. Lift that leg, inhale. Take the leg across your body towards your right arm. Lift the leg. Take that left knee towards your left arm. Lift the leg, inhale. Step that foot forward between the hands. Dip your hips, lift your heart, breathe in. Step forward and fold. Rise up, inhale. Mountain pose. All right, y'all, chair pose, inhale. Keep your booty low, bring your hands by your hips and lean forward so that your chest is coming forward. It's half chair, heels stay down. And then sink the booty lower, lift the arms up, inhale. And then half chair, so it's almost like forward fold in the upper back. Yeah, like there, yep. Inhale, chair. Exhale, half chair. Great, one more time. Inhale, chair. Exhale, half chair. Great. Inhale, chair. This time, fold all the way over your legs. Straighten those legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Step back, hands and knees. This time, reach your right arm and your right leg. Lengthen out, same side, right arm, right leg. Take your outer right hip down, which is going to be a challenge. Take a deep breath in and then open modified side plank. Open the hips, open the arms. Yeah. Inhale here. Exhale, that right hand comes down, that right leg stays up. Take your left arm forward. Deep breath in. Draw the elbow toward the knee. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, elbow toward knee. One more time. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, elbow toward knee. Inhale, lengthen out. Bend your right knee. See if you can reach back with your left hand for the foot. Kick the foot into the hand and open your shoulders. Try to bring that outer right hip down. There it is. Beautiful. Deep breath in. Release, both hands come down. Keep that right leg lifted, chest and chin to the earth. Great. And then bring both feet down, cobra pose. Inhale. Downward facing dog on your exhale. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Shift forward onto hands and knees. Take your left leg and left arm out. Left leg back, left arm forward. Try to, for a moment, bring your left outer hip down, which will be a challenge. Yeah, try to move your weight toward the left, which will be a challenge. Woo-wee. And then open it up, modified half plank. Nice. Big inhale here. Exhale, bring your hand down. Keep that left leg lifted, right arm forward. Inhale, elbow toward knee. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, elbow toward knee. One more time. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, elbow toward knee. And then lengthen out. Bend that left knee. See if you can reach back there with your right hand for your left foot. Kick the foot into the hand. Think about taking the outer left hip down so that you can open the shoulder. Yeah. One more deep breath in. And then release. Keep that left leg lifted, chest and chin toward the earth. Then both legs down, cobra pose. Inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Half chair, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Half chair, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Half chair, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Fold all the way over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back to plank. Now, plank can always have your knees down. Otherwise, holding plank for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift your right heel. When you're ready, come onto that left side for side plank. Deep breath in. Back to plank. Keep that right leg up. From plank, draw that right knee towards your nose and round. Nice. Inhale, lift it, back plank. Good, Conti. And then right elbow. Good. Back to plank. This is always be with knees down, y'all. Left elbow. And then come back to plank. Hold. Remember, knees can be down. Deep breath in. Long breath out. 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift your left heel. Come onto your right side, side plank. Right knee could always be down. Take a deep breath in. Come back, both hands down. That heel is lifted. Draw that knee towards your nose. Keep your plank, back to plank, lengthen. Left arm, lengthen. Right arm, back to plank. Knees could come down. Deep breath in. Shift forward onto your toes. Lower halfway, chaturanga, or all the way to the floor. Through to cobra or up dog, inhale. Meeting in downward facing dog. Walk or hop to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Half chair, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Half chair, exhale. One more time. Chair pose. Half chair. Back through chair, and then this time fold all the way forward on the exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Plank, knees might come down, lower halfway or all the way to the floor, chaturanga. Cobra pose or upward facing dog on your inhale. Down dog on your exhale, right leg goes high. Step that foot all the way forward, and this time come up to crescent lunge. So bending the back knee the best you can. We're going to take time to really fortify this pose, which means outer right hip draws back and down. Bend the back knee and kind of scissor your legs back to front. You should feel energy moving between the 2 feet. And then as the heart goes up and the shoulders go down, you might begin to straighten that back leg, but try to stay high on the tiptoes. And so that's a lot to ask, yeah? Inhale here. Frame that right foot, side plank on the left. So you could put your left knee down. You could keep it up. Legs could be together or top leg could lift. Inhale here. Exhale, plank, maybe chaturanga, cobra or up dog, or maybe you just step back to down dog, take a couple extra breaths, always being in your own body, what feels true and right for you. Left leg goes high, inhale. Draw that knee in toward the belly, chest, or nose. Step the foot forward, crescent lunge, high on the ball of the back foot, taking the time to try to fortify the pose, bending the back knee, drawing the outer left hip back and down nice, drawing the front ribs in, lifting the heart up, kind of scissoring the legs back to front, and then pushing through that back heel a little, straightening that back leg a little. Big inhale here. Frame the left foot side plank on the right. So you could have your right knee down. You could stack or stagger your feet or even lift that top leg. Big inhale, plank. Maybe you go back to down dog, or maybe you go through chaturanga, cobra, or up dog, and everyone can meet in down dog for about 5 breaths, So trying to find that space between moving and really, having that energy rise, and then some stillness where we can have that energy settle. Walker hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose. This time, a little different. You're going to keep your chest how it is. Bring your hands by your hips and lift your heels. It's known as drinking bird. And then straighten your arms, straighten your legs, reach up overhead. Keep your heels up if you can. And then feet to the earth, fold forward over your legs. Halfway lift on the inhale. Chaturanga maybe, or maybe you step back to down dog. Right leg goes high, inhale. Step that foot on through, crescent lunge as you rise, big inhale. And then twist high with your left arm in front. Inhale back to center. Open your sweet self, warrior 2. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, frame that right foot, side plank on the left. Remember, left knee could be down. Take a deep breath in as you arrive, and then down dog your way, maybe through chaturanga, or maybe you just step on back. Left leg up, inhale. Step the foot forward, crescent lunge, rise. Inhale here. Twist high, right arm in front. Inhale back to center. Warrior number 2. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, cartwheel those hands forward, frame that left foot, side plank on the right. Deep breath in. And then down dog your way, down dog your way. Five breaths. Notice the rise of energy and hopefully the settling of energy, so that we raise energy up, but we come from a settled and steady place. Walker hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Keep your torso how it is. Bring your hands by your hips, lift your heels. Drinking bird. And then straighten arms, straighten legs as you reach up. So beautiful. Heels down, fold forward over your legs. Halfway lift on the inhale. Down dog your way, friends. Down dog your way. So we're gonna do a bunch of twists today that actually support the low back instead of kind of be potentially agitating. Right leg goes high, step the foot forward, come all up into crescent lunge. And then twist high. So that means that left arm in front. Revolved exalted warrior, which means you might touch your thigh. For me, it'd be more like my booty. Inhale here. And then open your sweet selves to warrior 2. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, frame that right foot, side plank on the left, maybe, and that can always be optional. You could just step back to down dog if you were feeling Already enough energy blowing on. And then down dog your way. And then that left leg high. Step that foot on through, crescent lunge as you rise. And then twist high. Revolved, exalted warrior. Beautiful, big inhale there. And then warrior two. Inhale, exalted. Frame that front foot, side plank on the right, maybe, or maybe you just step on back to down dog. If you've chosen the side plank variation, maybe chaturanga, cobra up dog, back to down dog, see what works for your flow. And then that beautiful pause, that moment where we reflect on the breath, we feel, we notice all the things. And then my dears, walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift on your inhale, fold your sweet self forward on the exhale, and then chair pose. Drinking bird, heels up, hands back, heart forward. And then straighten arms, straighten legs, reach up overhead, big inhale, nice hugging of the ankles. Exhale, heels down, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down dog your way. We're going to start to go all around our mat now. Right leg goes high, bend your knee and open your hip, and you might stay exactly there, or maybe you choose to flip your dog. If you flip your dog, your left leg could be like side plank, which is kind of what we've been prepping for with a lot of the other postures this morning. And then coming back, both hands are down, that right leg goes high, the right foot steps all the way forward. Crescent lunge as you rise. And then here, twist high, open your hands, and then bring your palms together. And maybe your left wrist is outside that knee. And that's a really sweet spot for low back. Or if it feels okay in your body, you could scoot down to your forearm or even your elbow, kind of your tricep outside. And then you could bend your hands and bring them towards your heart. Push that top hand into the bottom hand, and you might have seen Kanti do it, really straighten that back leg. The back leg drives the pose, yeah? And so maybe that feels awesome and you stay there a couple breaths, or you might open your arms high to low. That's it. Come all the way back to crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Side angle, side angle. So here you might rest with your, well, it's not really rest, but you might place your right elbow on your right thigh, or you might reach that right hand to the inside or outside of the foot. And whatever you choose, you can kind of use the leg. So Kanti has her hand on the inside of the foot. She might push her tricep into that inner thigh into the tricep type of situation. When you're ready, star pose, coming all the way back up. Arms are straight, legs are straight, toes turn out, and then bend your knees, goddess pose. So as you bend your knees, you might sway side to side. You might lift one heel, then the other, or you might potentially lift both heels. See what feels useful. Maybe it feels good to sway right now. Whatever works. And then star pose on the inhale. Warrior two toward the back of the mat. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, side angle. That might mean that your left elbow is on your thigh, or you might bring that left hand to the inside or the outside of your foot. And then if it's to the outside, you would push your knee kind of against the bicep, yeah? Wherever you are, take another deep breath in. And then circle sweep that hands to frame the front foot, pivot on the back toes, and come up crescent lunge. Nice. Twist high, right arm in front. You might stay exactly here. You might bring your palms together and place that right wrist outside the knee, or maybe it's the forearm, or maybe it's the elbow, kind of the tricep. And then if you do the tricep choice, you might have your palms come towards your heart, pushing that top hand into the bottom hand. You could stay there, straightening that back leg, kind of driving the pose from the back leg, or you might open your arms high to low. One more deep breath in. Frame that left foot, maybe chaturanga. You might float that left leg. That same right leg lifts. Bend the knee and open your hip. This time, take that right knee across the body. You might stay there, or you might straighten the leg and thread it through. Back heel goes down like warrior two. Left arm goes to the sky. You could keep your right leg lifted, or you could place it on the floor. Whatever works for your body. One more deep inhale, and then bring your hands down. Your right leg goes back up to the sky. You might have to hop a little bit there. Three-legged dog. Breathe in, step the foot forward, straight away, warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, side angle. Maybe you reach behind your back with that top arm for a half bind. You might touch your booty or your leg. Some of you might thread that right arm underneath the right leg and then clasp your hands, taking the full bind. And then kind of what's important here is to stack the shoulders open. So like I know for me with my thighs and my booty, there's no way I'm going to do a full bind and have that proper alignment with the shoulders. So working with your body, it's more important to have your shoulders open and your hips stacked than it is to reach your hands. Whatever works for your sweet body. Take another deep breath in and a long breath out, and then release your hands and spin to face the long edge of your mat. You're going to fold forward, wide-legged forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. So here you might give a tiny bend to the knees, and that might make it more available to get your hands or your forearms toward the earth. Some of you might have an inversion, a headstand here, and you feel confident and comfortable in that. And if that's true, then it's very settling. But if it's scary and it's not, it's kind of nerve wracking, then it defeats the point. We want to settle the nervous system here, settle the nervous system. Wherever you are, my dears, if your feet happen to be to the sky, bring them back to Mother Earth. And we'll all halfway lift, inhale. Set your heels in and toes out, goddess pose, nice. You might sway or you might find stillness. You could feel your weight in your heels, or you could feel it in your toes and lift your heels, whatever feels useful. Inhale, star. Warrior two toward the front of your mat. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, side angle. You might place that top hand behind your back for a half bind and stay there. Or you might thread the bottom arm underneath the leg and take the full bind and then adjust so that your shoulders are stacked, your hips are stacked. So good. Wherever you are, breathe, notice. When you're ready, release the bind you have, cartwheel your hands forward, down dog your way, down dog your way. Left leg lifts. Bend your knee and open your hip. You might stay just like that, or you might flip your dog. Maybe your right foot is like side plank. Yep, stacking the shoulders, opening through the heart. Deep breath in. Come back. Both hands are down. Left leg is high. Take a deep breath in. Step the foot forward, warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. This time, half moon, Arda Chandrasana. So here in Arda Chandrasana, you might touch the floor or a block and let that top leg lift, 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 or you might be suspending your hand, whatever works for you. You might stay exactly like this, or you might bend that top knee, reach back with the top hand for sugarcane pose. Kick, kick, kick. And again, we're allowing the shoulders to open and stack. We're allowing the hips to open and stack. Land gently. Warrior two. Nice. Inhale, star. Exhale, goddess pose. You might sway, you might find stillness, you might lift your heels, you might keep them rooted. Inhale, star. Warrior two toward the back of your mat. Inhale, exalted warrior. Arda Chandrasana, half moon. So again, maybe you touch the earth or a block, or maybe you suspend your hand, or maybe you bend that top knee, reach back with the top hand, kick the foot in the hand with the hips stacked open, the shoulders stacked open. Nice. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Land gently back, warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Down dog your way, maybe through chaturanga. Left leg goes high. Bend the knee, open your hip. And either stay here or take that left knee towards your right elbow and either stay there or straighten the leg and thread it through. And then reaching that right arm up. One more deep breath in. Hands come back, left leg is high. Inhale. Step forward, warrior two. All right, my dears, inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, half moon, Arda Chandrasana. This time we're gonna stay for a deep breath in and a long breath out. And then square the hips, airplane pose. So arms out at either side. Nice. And then revolved half moon. So right arm down, maybe to a block, maybe to the floor, maybe suspended, left arm up. See what works for your body. You might stay here or you might bend that right knee, reach back with your left hand, kick the foot into the hand. Revolved sugarcane pose. So very similar as what we were doing at the very beginning of practice when you were reaching back for your foot with your hand from hands and knees, but now it's complicated because there's balance involved, yeah? Release, gentle, gentle, gentle step back, crescent lunge. Nice. Inhale here, you got it. Open yourselves, warrior two. Inhale, star. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale, star. Warrior two toward the front. Inhale, exalted warrior. Half moon, Arda Chandrasana. Take a deep breath in, long breath out, and then airplane. Arms go out to the sides, hips are square. Revolved half moon. Left arm down, right arm up, or bend that back knee, reach back with your right hand for your left foot, kick the foot into the hand and open. So again, just like when we are on hands and knees, it's more challenging here to bring the outer left hip down and open the shoulders, open the chest. So good. When you're ready, release gently, crescent lunge. Big breath in. And then down dog your way, down dog your way. All right, my dears, walker hop to the top. Halfway lift on the inhale. Fold forward on the exhale. Chair pose on the inhale. Palms come to your heart. Bring your right wrist outside your left knee. Right wrist, left knee. And start to twist open to the left. Yep. And so that might be where you stay, and that might feel more supportive for the low back, or you might slide down your forearms or even the elbow. So that means your torso has to go down lower, right? Make sure that your booty is lower than your shoulders. Yeah. You could bend your elbows and bring your palms at your heart, pushing that top palm into the bottom palm and helping the rotation of the torso. Knees in alignment. So right knee is in the same line as the left, which Kanti's really showing very well, but usually that right knee jumps out in front a little bit. So check it. And if you have to draw it back, draw it back. One more deep breath in. And then fold forward over your legs for about 5 breaths. You could grab opposite elbows or interlace the fingers behind your back and let your arms rinse out overhead, squeezing the shoulders. My dears, releasing your hands back to chair. Palms together. Left wrist outside of right knee, where you might stay, because there your shoulders are way higher than your hips, right? If you do get down where that elbow is outside, bend your elbows, push the bottom and pop top palm together and start to open the chest and twist toward the right. And then left knee draws back in alignment. Yep. Wherever you are, one more deep breath in. And then fold forward over your legs. And maybe this time you grab your calves or your ankles, your heels. Yeah. And just let that sweet head hang. And then halfway lift. On your next exhale, either step back to down dog or chaturanga, cobra up dog, meeting in downward facing dog. Walking your hands back to your feet. So you're in a forward fold at the back of the mat. Feet might be quite wide. They could even be at the edges of the mat here if you wanted to. You might grab opposite elbows or even interlace the fingers behind your head, which helps the neck to be long, and that extra weight of your arms helps to lengthen the neck and even stretch the upper back a bit. And then when you're ready, rise all the way up to standing. And as you come to standing, bring your right knee into your right hand where you might stay. Or you might grab hold of your right big toe and straighten that right leg out in front of you. So you could be with a bent knee or a straight leg. Take that leg out to the right. Maybe your left hand goes out to the left. You might even gaze to the left. And then bringing that right leg back to center. Remember, the knee could be bent and your left hand grabs the outer thigh, or the leg could be straight and your left hand grabs the outer foot. And then reach behind you with that right arm and maybe gaze behind you, a standing twist. And then coming back to center, your leg stays up. Remember, knee could be bent. Your arms go up overhead. Deep breath in. Step that foot halfway up the mat. Your left hand comes behind you for your left foot. Kick your foot into the hand for dancer pose. And if you couldn't reach your foot, that would be okay too. You could just bend the knee and pretend you're reaching your foot. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Come back up to standing, arms up overhead. That left knee lifts. You might straighten the leg, see what works. One more deep breath in. Step that left foot to the top of the mat. Arms come out to either side. Right arm goes under and right leg comes up and over for eagle pose. And in eagle, you could kickstand the feet. So that means that that right toe would be touching the earth. Or you could sneak that right foot behind your left calf, or you could just squeeze your legs together. And if eagle arms doesn't work in your body, you could just hug yourself with the right arm under. That's another good one. So elbows will slowly make their way towards your knees. Fly your right leg back through airplane, like a warrior 3 airplane leg with equal arms, which might be a hug. And then land back. You have your arms in that eagle bind. Your back foot is like crescent lunge. Elbows move away from the chest and fingertips move toward the sky. Deep breath in. Bring that back heel down like warrior 2, humble warrior with eagle arms. You're trying to get that left shoulder inside the left knee. And you might hold your head in your hands. And then you might start drawing that left outer hip down and back. See what happens. Breathe. Keeping your eagle arms, make your way to the long edge of the mat in a wide-legged forward fold with eagle arms. Next pose, eagle-armed goddess. You could set your feet first, or you could come up and then set your feet. Eventually, toes out, heels in, knees bent, eagle-armed goddess. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Star, inhale. Warrior 2 toward the front of your mat, toward the front of your mat. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, down dog your way. And then your hands will walk back to your feet. Hands walking back to your feet in a forward fold at the back of the mat, taking a few breaths however you want to have your hands. What feels useful. And then we'll rise all the way up to a standing position. Left knee goes into your hand. You might stay with your knee bent, or you might grab your left big toe and straighten that left leg out in front of you. And then left leg goes out to the left, right arm might go out to the right. You might even gaze right, see what works. Knee could be bent, leg could be straight. Notice your breath. Bring that leg back to center. Your right hand might grab the outer thigh, the shin, or the foot. And then your left arm reaches behind you, standing twist. Remember, the leg could be straight or the knee could be bent. And as you come back to center, reach your arms up overhead, reach that leg up. Knee could be bent, leg could be straight. Deep breath in. Step the foot halfway up the mat, reach behind you, right hand, right foot, dancer pose. And if you can't reach the foot, that's okay. Just kick back. Imagine you're reaching your foot. Arms up, right leg up, knee could be bent, leg could straighten. Take a deep breath in. Step that foot to the top of the mat, left arm under. Maybe it's a hug, maybe it's eagle arms. Left leg up and over, eagle legs. You could have a kickstand. You could squeeze your legs together, or you could wrap that foot behind the right calf. See what works. And then very slowly, elbows toward knees. And fly that left leg back. Keep your eagle arms, land that foot back like crescent lunge, and the elbows go away from the chest, the fingertips high, deep breath in. Back heel goes down like warrior two, humble warrior with eagle arms, right shoulder inside right knee. And then making your way to the long edge of the mat with your eagle arms. It's a wide-legged forward fold with eagle arms. And just noticing how this arm position can kind of change things, allowing maybe that extra weight to draw you closer to the earth. And then eagle armed goddess, you can set your feet first, or when you come up, whatever feels useful in your body. And then inhale, star. Warrior two toward the front, toward the front. Inhale, exalted warrior. Down dog your way, down dog your way. So the next pose that we're going to do is a hip opener that can be useful for the low back. If this doesn't work, thread the needle is always an option, which is like a figure four on your back. So pigeon pose, right leg lifts. Draw the right knee forward toward your right wrist. Place the shin down. Tuck your back toes under, inch your weight back, 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 and look over your right shoulder. If your right hip is really far from the earth, you might put a block or a pillow or a bolster underneath it for extra support. And then coming onto your forearms, if possible. And staying upright for a moment and think about drawing your heart forward and drawing that right hip back. And then maybe there's another inch you could move your left knee back and then untuck your toes and then just kind of rest down. I know rest is a strange word for most of us here because it's an intense pose for a lot of folks. If it's too intense on the knee, then my invitation would be to come over onto your back, right ankle, left knee, and then draw your legs towards you and either cradle that right leg or reach your hands between your legs for thread the needle. When you're ready, my dears, switching sides. So if that's pigeon, you might go back through down dog. If that's thread the needle, you might just change legs. If you're going back through down dog, you could take a moment and shake that right leg out if you wanted, or pedal, or just move on to the left side, whatever feels useful. Remember, with pigeon, left knee draws toward the left wrist, shin goes to the earth. And then we take time to tuck the back toes under and inch the weight back enough where we feel our weight come back, like our shoulders are over our hips. Awesome. You might look left, which helps to kind of align the hips and maybe even bolster underneath your left hip. And then you might come onto your forearms. And as you do come onto your forearms, you might draw your heart forward a little bit. And then maybe there's a millimeter, you can inch that right knee back and then untuck your toe and bow forward in as much rest as possible in this big old hip opener. Remember, if it's too much, go to thread the needle on your back. Even if you didn't on the other side, it's fine to do different things to support the sides. About 10 more breaths wherever you are. Might be on your back, might be in pigeon. When you're ready, the next place I'll invite you to is onto your back. So if you're already there, great. If not, you could go back through down dog and shake it out, or you could just roll on over. And once you do arrive on your back, drawing your knees into your chest and doing a few little knee circles one direction and a few the other. This song reminds me so much of you. Gandhi. Twist to the right. Huh? No. And when you're ready, twisting to the other side. Come back to center when you're ready. And then either happy baby pose or soles of the feet together and knees open, or shoulder stand, or legs up the wall, or legs up to the sky, whatever feels useful for a few moments, and then Shavasana. If you're not there already, Shavasana corpse pose. When you're ready, coming back to a seat. And as we do rise back up to our seat, bringing our palms to our hearts in a shape that feels useful. And thanking these sweet bodies for all they do for us. What a gift. Thank you, body. Thank you, body. I'm grateful for the practice of yoga that offers us a practice that we can turn to whenever we really want to be centered and come back to our breath and our body, to a feeling of hopefully some grace and some ease. And in that small way, we create a little bit more peace in our own system so that we can be truer advocates of peace in the world. In that spirit of peace, we say Shanti, Shalom, Salam, Amani, Maluhia, Irini, Shiakan, Jam, Pache, Pas. In the spirit of our collective liberation, we say Ashe, Amin, Amen, blessed be. Kapu Aloha, in Lakach, Satnam, Namaste, Matakwayasan, Black Lives Matter,